Just want to whisper in your ear.
Yeah. Cold is loosening.
Supposed to be hard.
I can have juice, yo.
No house? No power's off.
I lost it yesterday.
Yeah. That, somebody turned off. I think when the MTA needs to, there you go.
If we got 3 miles. Here we go, we're good. I'd like to call the Muhlenberg Township Board of Commissioners, meeting for Monday, November 17th, 2025. The order, all please rise for a pledge and please remain standing for a memorial moment. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a memorial moment for Amanda Barlett Zerby, who passed away on October 22nd. Amanda was the mother of Arts Board member Ann Barlett. Thank you. Good evening, Marcy. There was an executive session held before tonight's meeting discussed various personnel matters, and any possible litigation matters. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Hoover, who has some police department commendations and presentation.
Officer Fletcher, Skiana, and Shoebridge, please come forward. The Muhlenberg Township Police Department hereby awards a life-saving award on this date, November 17th, 2025, to the following police officers: Officer Nicholas Skiana, Officer Daniel Fletcher, and Officer Tyler Shoebridge for their actions on September 11th, 2025. On that date, the Muhlenberg Township Police Department was dispatched to the 500 block of Muhlenberg Street for a report of a 6-month-old infant that was in cardiac and respiratory arrest. Upon arrival at the residence, the infant was found unresponsive and without a pulse. Over the course of several minutes, all 3 officers performed various life-saving measures on the child until the Muhlenberg ambulance arrived and took over the immediate care. The infant was initially transported to Rain Hospital, Tower Health, and would eventually be air medevac to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. After 6 days of treatment, the infant was released and was back home without any known deficiencies. The quick response and actions of these officers undoubtedly contributed to the life saving of the child. There is no better example of professionalism and exemplifies the traditions of law enforcement and the Muhlenberg Township Police Department. Chief Joyce. Yeah. I also want to announce that Officer Shoebridge just recently graduated from the Coast Guard Basic Training Academy.
Thank you, gentlemen. Chief, you have another one?
Yes. So last year, the police department participated in a No Shave November. We donated that money last year to the library. This year, I extended the No Shave term from November, December to January. To participate, each officer had to contribute 50 months or $50 per month. There was 2 separate charitable events that the officers chose to donate to. One was to a program at the school called the Care Closet, and the other one was to the Northern New York Regional Police Officers Association for the tragic loss that their officers suffered recently. So for the York officers, they raised $1,150, and the donation to the school is $750. Ms. Hyatt is here from the school district, and I'm going to have her just briefly explain the program and what the money is going to be used for.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lauren Height. I'm a licensed social worker at Muhlenberg High School and an administrator at the district. Thank you, Chief Hula, for extending this opportunity to our students. The care closet drug after a student was found in the bathroom brushing their teeth with their finger and some water after they were kicked out of their home the evening before. So we decided to create an opportunity for our students to have their basic needs met at any time that they need it. So the care closet has everything from toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo, conditioner for any of our students who are experiencing homelessness or a hardship. And this it is a really nice thing that you're doing for us. Officer Walters is our SRO at the high school. He and I work really hand in hand, close together on various different situations, and he sure does make my job a lot easier in ensuring the safety of our students every day. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for your hard work. We greatly appreciate it, and glad you can make it here tonight. Mr. Vogel said we might have another presentation for the board. If someone else here wanted to do a presentation to the board, come on up. If you could introduce yourself, gentlemen,
My name is Bob Charis, and this is Bruce Schuler. We're in chapter 131. We had our fundraising golf tournament to raise money for veterans causes like the Keystone Family Food Bank that gives food to needy veterans and needy veterans' widows. They send care packages overseas to our GIs, and their postage is sometimes $30,000 to $40,000. So we do contribute money to them. All the money that we earn, we raised $15,000 at our tournament this year. It's a lot of work, and we're getting pretty old to keep doing that tournament. It's exhausting.
He's a kid.
But I am a kid compared to most of the members. I'm a young one. But we appreciate your donation, and we have a thank you certificate and a nice letter for you guys, so that maybe you can put it in your office or whatever you'd like to do with it. It shows that you're very military friendly and very Vietnam veteran friendly, which is really a plus right now. So we thank you very much.
thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
We'll display it here in the boardroom.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna give you the head honcho.
I don't know. 3 minutes.
Sir, you fire best. Thank you. This beautiful. It's like great Sunday. Beautiful. Yes. We'll beat him out now and get out of your way.
Thank
I don't know what beat him out means. It means go, beat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
All right, we'll move on to a normal business. This is our first public portion of time for residents and taxpayers of the township to comment. Oh, I gotta do it. I'll do it after that first comment. All right, so in the first part of the portion, we do have one individual signed in to speak first. Rick Noggle at 1172 Ashburn.
I know this issue has come up quite a few times. I'll start out. Chief, you guys do a great job. I can't say it enough, but gotta do something with these stop sign issues. 2 examples. Friday, coming home from work on River Road, I was pretty much run off the road, pretty close, by a guy, and he was going so fast, I couldn't get my phone out to get his license number. I do a dash cam, and I think I finally figured out how to use it after 2 months, so I'm gonna try to get the footage up.
Okay.
The other one was Halloween, I'm in my driveway, all candy, kids coming up, at least 4 people blew through my stop sign doing at least 45. And this is 6:30, 7 o'clock. Hundreds of kids, well, not hundreds of kids this year, but a lot of kids. Somebody's gonna get killed. And I know they can't be everywhere at once. I called 911 Friday, nice talk with whoever I talked to was great, understand. So the same thing, we can't be everywhere at once. I get it. But is there anything that I can do besides yell at them? 2 years ago, I did that, and a guy pulled a gun out of the window.
Yeah,
I called 911. But as far as I can go.
I would not recommend getting into a verbal confrontation with someone because as you said, unfortunately, in these times. Do you notice that if there's any particular day of the week or time of day that occurs more often than not?
More so after 3 o'clock in the afternoon with people coming home. And I mean. You could come pick me up, you jump in my truck and drive up the street, and I could point out 8 cars that do it every day.
So they're local residents.
And well, at least on Ashbourne and Banner, yeah. But the River Road one, I have no idea. The car looked familiar, but I can't place it.
Okay.
And like I said, 2 years ago it happened and an officer, he came out and really nice guy. Talking to him, I told him, I said, 10 years ago, I kicked this guy's ass up and down the street. And he starts laughing. He goes, you know, you can't do that anymore, right? I see, yeah, unfortunately not, but I play by the rules. And just, I don't wanna have a knock on the door and say, did you see anything that happened here? And then the other part is right behind me is a Reading cop. And on the far corner is a retired cop, and they blow right through their stop signs too, and they know they're officers.
Okay.
They just don't care. Give me a badge, I'll write the tickets. Got no problem with that, but I'm just trying to make it aware all the time of, you know, what's going on. And like I said, I can't say it enough. Thank you for everything you guys do. And you can't be at 20 places at once, and I get it. But
I understand your frustration.
But I will, just one more thing, now, we have all this grant money for the trails and stuff. Can't we get some of that money and put cameras on the stop signs or cameras on the corners somewhere? Somehow?
Unfortunately, right now, even if we capture the license plates, we still have to identify the drivers. Pennsylvania, in my opinion, is a little bit behind the ball with that, federal enforcement. But yes, theoretically, if we could do that, yes.
I get it. I know back in my day when my car was in my father's name, he would get the ticket. And I would have to go and say I would drive, but whether they will do that. Well, I guess if they got enough points, they would. But, no, I get it, and thanks for listening, and I'll probably complain again in a couple of months, but
That's fine.
it's fine.
Don't ever be afraid to call me directly also.
All right, no problem. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Chief, Mr. Miller, in reading this month's police report, we have been targeting. I'm looking at B platoon's report here. They've been targeting the Stouts Ferry Bridge and River Road areas, for Route 12. Maybe we can shift the car over a little bit. The chief and I had talked too about the intersection, like it down the drive and Tuckerton, because I've seen people blow through that if I'm out walking in the morning. So we have been targeting different areas. I've had a couple of neighbors who live along Stouts Ferry actually compliment me for the police presence because we've had the same thing. But they recognize too that as soon as we move to a different area, people just go right back. I don't know why it is right now that people think they can just disobey traffic laws, but
It's every
maybe
day.
just shift somebody over for a little while and.
Well, they did get somebody on River Road the day after I called, so it's like 6:30 in the morning, so. And I see them down there on River Road all the time, so. I know they're at least trying.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swim. Anyone else wish to speak under the first public portion? All right, we're just going back before we get in the consent agenda to read the tonight's 2026 Muhlenberg Township budget address. Tonight, the board will vote on a 2026 preliminary budget. The 2026 general fund is a balanced budget totaling $20,901,974. A detailed presentation of each budget will be available on the township's website at our www.muhlenbergtownship.com. It'll also be available for public inspection at township office during normal business hours until its final adoption, which is scheduled at the December 15th Board of Commissioners meeting. The 2026 budget process began this past July with a continued focus on maintaining the township's ongoing record of stable operations and strong financial performance in the face of economic uncertainty. Past years have been met with many challenges, but this reality did not minimize our efforts of delivering high-quality services while adhering to tight budgetary controls. Rising costs will continue to be a challenge, but we're committed to plan for future years using the same fiscal responsible spending that has earned the township a consistent double A bond rating. The 2026 proposed budget was presented at the Board of Commissioners Public Workshop held on October 18, 2025. The 2026 draft budget, had an operating shortfall with expenditures exceeding revenues of approximately $277,500. During the review of the draft budget, the board had enough tough decisions regarding the appropriation of township funds. This year, the board has decided to use unrestricted reserves to offset the budgetary operating shortfall and not increase the real estate tax millage. In 2026, the board renewed its trash recycling collection contract with JP Mascaro. Last year, the board increased the refuse fee $50 a year. Because the board was proactive in that practice, the fee will remain the same, along with keeping our senior discount for those who qualify. It's a little bit about the fire fund budget, which is a big part of it, is being presented as a balanced operating budget of $1,481,988, with a budgetary deficit of $118,921. Township continues to be very committed to providing quality emergency services. Part of that commitment includes providing the funds to pay for Muhlenberg Township Fire and Rescue operating costs together with equipment replacement. To continue to focus on public safety for our citizens, the board approved the addition of another 2 full-time firefighters for 2026. To offset the budgetary shortfall, the board has elected to transfer funds from the general fund, so the fire tax millage will remain the same for 2026. Primary goal of the township is to continue to provide organizational oversight and policy direction necessary to maintain and enhance the highest possible level of public service delivery and quality of life to our community. The overall financial position is at times be carefully monitored by the finance director, the department directors, and the board of commissioners. But I thank all the department directors, township staff, along with the board of commissioners for all the work preparing the 2026 budget. The budget serves as a strong foundation for the board of commissioners to continue to build a strong community to live, work, and play. That is the township budget address. We will talk about, I think we will vote on it at some point. Thank you all, and for all your work, everybody who's done a whole lot in the last, starts earlier and earlier, right? Few months. So with that being said, I'm gonna have a motion to approve the entire consent agenda. Take a Richard.
I'll second.
Questions or comments?
I just want to comment again on the great work that our police department has done. It was very nice to recognize them publicly. So many times when we read in the newspaper the issues that come up, but I don't know how I would react if I came upon a child in distress. I've been through enough first aid courses to know what to do, but until you're actually in that situation, and actually have to carry through out on those kind of actions, who would say I would freeze? So, again, I want to commend the officers for their actions.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any further questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those if any? The ayes have it, so ordered. Any unfinished business? Seeing none, we will move on to new business. Motion to approve the payment of bills presented by the Director of Finance and Customer Service.
Motion. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those if any? The ayes have it, so ordered. Motion authorized the solicitor to advertise the 2026 budget and tax rate.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Nice work by our department heads.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those if any? The ayes have it, so ordered. Motion to approve payment application number 4 to Empire Services in the amount of $27,082.23 for work completed on the Laurel Run Park project.
Moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. A motion to approve change order deduct number 1 for the 2025 road paving project contract A in the amount of $1,149.70 and approve payment action, application number 1, final for contract A to Allen Myers Inc. in the amount of $686,850.30.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. A motion to approve change order number 1 for the 2025 road paving project contract B in the amount of $39,439.55. And to approve payment application number 1 final for contract B to New Enterprise Stone and Line in the amount of $210,798.95.
Motion.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. A motion to authorize the public works superintendent to put the 2026 snow removal project out to bid.
Motion.
Second.
Jinxer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it,
It's
so
not gonna sound right.
That's why I do it.
in a motion to authorize the township manager to work on the Muhlenberg Area Ambulance Association to apply for LSA funding to construct training facilities at their property amount of $1 million.
Moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Just real quick, Jim.
LSA is a local shared account, the statewide gambling money essentially that the state collects revenues from the casinos. It's open to nonprofits and government entities. The Ambulance Association approach may have been longer than a year ago. We've been kind of talking about different grant applications and what they can do. So they've proposed currently an addition to their current facility to house training space, to be able to operate different schools and programs, to be able to A, generate revenue, but B, to also be able to train EMTs and offer training courses.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say, Jerry?
We started EMT educated site, jumped through all the bells and whistles, got all our instructors certified a year and a half ago. We've had 3 or 4 EMT classes. Right now, we're doing a free class for high school students. And with the staffing crisis, paramedic shortage, the state has approved what they call an advanced EMT. It's an EMT that can do certain invasive skills. Nobody in Berks County teaches it. We've just got accredited to teach it ourselves. There's talk about us starting a paramedic program. It's gonna take a couple years to get that all in the works. We also can cross registered nurses over to the pre-hospital world through a PHRN program. We're gonna do that. We're the only one in the county that'll be doing that in the future, and we just need more room to do it. So we're gonna recreate our building in front of our building to hold up the training center. Appreciate the help. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. A motion to authorize the township manager to work with fire chief to apply for LSA funding and $1 million to purchase fire apparatus.
Make a motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. Motion to authorize the township manager to apply for LSA grant funding in the amount of $608,212 for the Hillcrest Culvert Replacement Project.
So, second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. Need a motion to reduce the Seven Brews Land Development Plan escrow in the amount of $302,533 and close out the performance bond.
Make a motion.
Second.
Questions or comments?
They seem to be doing very well.
They do.
I have not had a chance to get there yet.
So everything we've asked them still they completed, right? Jim?
That's correct. There are no public improvements in order to hold a bond any longer than what we need to.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. A motion to accept the applicant's offer to grant a time extension for the 2139 North 13th Street Woods Apartment Lane Development Plan until February 16th, 2026.
Move.
Second. Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No, if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. The last item on the agenda, we are going to, table that motion, until, further, investigation by the board. There's some questions the board definitely has regarding it and gather more information for, vote in the future. Fair enough, everybody?
Yes,
New business, any other new business?
Mr. President, I'd like to
Sure.
just advise the board and the public, now, as commissioners, we have a lot of opportunities to attend various meetings with some of our fellow municipal officials, and represent Muhlenberg at such events, so I just want to let the board and the public know, last couple of weeks have been pretty busy. I attended a municipal law forum. They had really good discussion, on a number of interesting topics. A couple of the hot topics were, emotional support animals and ability to regulate where they can be and how they serve general public. There was also a lot of a topic on, contract negotiation. I know that that's something that we ongoing with the township. I also attended, First Municipal Partnership meeting where they talked, a little bit more about some of the growing EMS issues that are facing, our EMS providers countywide. I attended two events with the Berks County Commissioners. One was a breakfast meeting with municipal officials, and the second was a town hall meeting conducted here at the Muhlenberg Library. Diane and Linda were there, and Commissioner Wolfinger attended. The county commissioners talked about a number of issues and items. A couple of the big topics that they're working on, they are also looking at the EMS crisis, that face a lot of the private ambulance services, and talk about a couple of next steps, and there'll be more to discuss on that later. They also talked about the continuing passenger rail initiative, and the expansion of services at the Reading Airport. And I know that they seem that they probably have no impact on Muhlenberg Township, but they really do. And I think it's important to support those two initiatives, because, rail passenger service back to Philadelphia possibly means, more people coming into the Reading area. It means the expansion of jobs that can potentially come out here to Muhlenberg. So we need to stay on top of that. There may be people who don't want to do business right in downtown Reading, but this provides an opportunity for them to be next door. And increased services at the Reading Airport, we are just a hop, skip, and jump from the Reading Airport. So as they bring new business into the Reading Airport, that also bodes well for Muhlenberg. So I think those are two initiatives that we can support. Commissioner Wolfinger, I don't know if you have anything else you'd like to add on that.
Well, one thing, and there was a question that was posed to each commissioner. I worked for the county for many years. It's nice to see this PAC board work closely together. They seem to get along. But the question that one person asked was mail-in ballots. That is mail-in ballots a good thing to do? Is it trustworthy? Every commissioner said yes, that they look at these ballots very closely. If you read the paper the other day, they actually made some type of an arrest. But they look at the ballots and they say there's no thought in their minds that there's anything going on that's causing a bad election. So I was glad to hear that. All parties said that mail-in ballots were, they viewed as being very trustworthy.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anybody else under new business and life is on? I don't believe any board appointments. Anyone else wish to speak under the second public portion? They got a job.
My name's Charles Shaw. I live at 318 Elmer Circle in Reed Farms. When I was young, you used to be able to drink water. I know this isn't your department, but I knew you seem to know a lot about a lot of things. When I was young, you used to be able to drink out of the tap or even out of the garden hose. But I don't know of anybody that drinks out of the water straight from their tap anymore without filtering it again. And I was wondering if there's anything that can be done about that.
I still drink tap water. Honest to God, I do. I do not have a filter in the house. I don't have a British system and, I don't buy these. I drink straight from that.
Well, I think we all get the water from the same place.
Right.
So, Mr. Shaw, if people if they don't like the taste of the water that comes out of the tap, that's a result of the treatment of the water. So the MTA is regulated by the DEP and the EPA in regards to the quality of the water that they have to be able to produce. And in order to be able to meet those standards, they have to treat the water with, in our case, it's is it chlorine gas or is it with gas or liquid? Both. So the water is treated and it does meet EPA and DEP standards. That's the long and
Sure,
short.
get them tested every 30 days, the water. Water township 12 get tested every 30 days.
And it comes out as drinking quality.
Straight out of the ground, no, that's why it's treated. No water that comes straight out of the ground is, without being tested, would be considered safe.
Right.
I was just curious what your opinion was. Thank you.
You have two members here that were on the board of the MTA, and the MTA watches the water very closely. This past weekend, we had an issue with a chlorine issue, because the pump broke down, but the chlorine was still being given to the water. Our men went out right away. They ran the fire hydrants to clean the system up, and it's fine right now. Now, there's some people that find the chlorine in the water might not be tasteful. My sister is one of those. She lives in Fleetwood. She was born here with me, but she drinks water from a well. She doesn't like our water. Our water here for me is very tasty. I put my drinking water in the refrigerator when it's cold. It seems to be a lot more palatable. But I use our water, no problem. It's very clean. And we're spending a lot of money to even upgrade that. We're going through our wells and we're trying to purify the water more in each well. So I have no problem with our water.
I know I find my water has an off taste, an unpalatable taste, and I filter mine.
There's two ways you can do it. You can do what I do. Sometimes I have a jug of water I keep in the refrigerator. When it's cold, I don't have any problem drinking that water. You could also get some spring water. And I know some people do that. They for cooking and things like that, for their coffee machines, because our water, one thing is hard. And hard water will, it makes the coffee machine, work.
Scale.
Yeah.
It creates scale.
So, you can put spring water in a coffee machine, but our water is fine.
I just find it off taste. And maybe I'll try putting some of it in the refrigerator. Right now, I filter the water and contain it and it's in the refrigerator. But I filter it again, and I thought everybody around did it. I thought everybody filtered it again, and I was wondering why. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Good evening, Larry Grabowski with C2C Design Group. I'm the consulting engineer for the applicant for Gardner subdivision.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could answer any questions that the board had. It's kind of, you said you were tabling the item.
Yeah, I
7B.
don't know if the board has enough information right now based on the planning, recommendations and our own engineer, recommendations. So I don't think the board wanted to make a decision tonight without all that information. I think it's just a timing
Okay,
situation for us. So, yeah, as you know, that's an area that has, based on the waivers that were requested, has an extreme amount of history with flooding and water problems. So that's why we wanted to look at it again with our board and our vendors that we pay to see, to ensure when we make a decision like that, we're making the right one. So that's fine. That helps.
Yep.
Yeah,
thank you.
you bet. Anyone else? All right. Going, around the room. John, thank you for your help, by the way, about this year. Thank you for that.
Good.
Happy Thanksgiving. Nothing else. Joseph?
Happy Thanksgiving. See our website for any office hour changes, and holiday closes.
Jeremy?
Actually, yeah, I got quite a bit. 2025 has been a pretty busy year. I want to keep the board up to date on what's going on. High Park Playground, if you haven't been by, it's getting totally rehabbed in-house. We're doing that in-house. We have one piece left to do. Hopefully by the weekend, and then the safety servicing will be here Friday, so I'm gonna open the 2 small areas by the weekend. Next week, we should have the large area open. We got 6 football courts going in on our Darby property. They have been drilled and the nets will be going up within the next week. We have about a little over a half mile done in the basin trails. That's a grant, thanks to Jim. We also had another grant, which is a lower run project, which you guys just voted on, I think was the final payment to them, because that's pretty much complete. We also have the repair and buffer stream bank restoration, which is another grant from Jim. That's almost complete. If you haven't been by, it's beautiful. Our recycle center, so contract B that you voted on tonight, that was another grant. It was a recycle grant that we apply for every 2 years. Total improvements on the site, so it's all paved now, so your car don't get muddy when you take your stuff there. So that turned out really nice. And the annual paving project this year, we did about 3 miles of road. So roughly, pretty much this board's been in this board since I've been here. So the last 12 years, you guys have voted on 27 miles and $9.5 million in roads.
Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy, just want to quick update to leaf collection. How long we go out?
We don't stop. With the self-contained units, we go, I'm clearing to, we don't publicly say we'll go into January, but we always do.
Gotcha.
You just.
There's always procrastinators that will wait until January too, and we will always get your leaves.
I know I got a call about, that we didn't pick them up and I drove by the house and I said, you know, there's 45-mile-an-hour winds, they just went back in your yard. I ain't serious. Anyway, thank you, Jeremy, and the team of the gang for all their work. Chief?
Happy Thanksgiving. You can see by the department's monthly report, we're still very active. Last year, the department wrote over 8,000 traffic citations, the busiest in the county. We're on target to do about the same. Our guys are out there. Unfortunately, it is I don't even know what to call it, but people have a total disregard for speeding, stop signs, passing. It is really,
Thanks, Chief. Chief?
Not much to comment on. October for us was another steady month, 181 calls for service. To start November, we're at 125 calls in 17 days, so we're keeping busy.
Can you tell how many calls you had so far this year?
As of today, we're up over 1,700. put that in perspective, last year we did 1381. So we'll probably end up going over 1900 for the year.
Thanks, chief. James?
I would like to take a moment to acknowledge both Commissioners Wolfinger and Lurch. The Pennsylvania State Association of Township Commissioners is a statewide organization for townships, first-class townships with commissioners. Actually, I guess second-class townships have commissioners as well, don't they? So first-class township commissioners, sorry. And they sent both Steve and Kevin a plaque acknowledging the 12 years of service that they have provided to Muhlenberg Township as elected officials. So,
What does Mike get?
Mike got a 24-year plaque a couple years ago. Planning Commission meeting on Wednesday. There are two plans for discussion, 2139 North 13th Street, the Woods Apartment Project, and 1002 Patriot Parkway. The Amazon building is looking at an expansion. So,
Thank you. Commissioner Hopkins, sir, you're up first.
Yes, thank you. Just want to thank the administration about the budget, how hard the guys work for keep the taxes low for this year. The moment that Mike paid for Mrs. Bartlett, we have her daughter here, Aim Bartlett. Her mom was 102 years old. She was kind and sweet. You like to say anything, like, Mom? And one thing with the water company, we're gonna do, we just discussed at our last meeting, anybody renting a house 65 years and older, they will get a discount on the water bill, renting a house. And military people too, 65 and older. We're redoing our words and our laws to pass that. Anybody's, like I said, 65 and older will get reduced rate on the water bill, and a service person will get it too, starting in January.
And just two people in the house.
Yeah, 2 people, 65, right, 2 people. If they have kids living, they won't get it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Wolfing.
Well, Heather Carter and Kelly Gorski are winding down their 2025 park and rec activities. And this year they did a tremendous job, not just with Spring Fiesta, Riverfest, but they had so many other things, the Haunted Hollows, the father-daughter dance. They had movies, music Friday nights, so they did a fantastic job. But for the kids in December, they had a Graham Cracker House building program that will be on December 6th. They have a Santa meet and greet along with our fire department on December 20. Library has Deck the Doors. Lynn, do you want to say anything about Deck the Doors? It's a fundraiser for the library.
It's basically a poker run, and as you go through Muhlenberg Township, there are different houses who have agreed to do decorations. So the idea is to go through Laureldale and Muhlenberg and stop at certain houses, and then the people in the car become the judges as far as prizes, and they come back to the library, and we have all kinds of refreshments and crafts and Santa, and we have the train set again. So it's another fundraiser. But last year, I think we had close to 50 cars that went all over the area. So this year, it's just a little different. It's more of a poker run.
Lastly, Kelly came up with the charcuterie classes, board making. You know what that is? I didn't even know how to pronounce it. But that will be on December 7th. So anybody interested in going to any of these functions, give Heather or Kelly a call.
Thank you, Commissioner Cerulli.
I have no comments tonight.
No comments. Commissioner Lynch.
First, I want to thank everybody for coming out to our meeting. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I want to thank the residents of Muhlenberg Township for re-electing me. I as always, do my best to represent those who did and those who didn't, vote for me. So you're stuck with me for another 4 years. I want to say this, tonight we publicly recognize some of our officers for for putting themselves in, or finding themselves in a very precarious situation. Recently, there was a devastating house fire in Bern Township. There's one of those days where we seem to have every other day where, we have steady winds close to 30 miles an hour, I think, and it was just a horrific fire. And I saw on social media that there were some disparaging remarks specifically aimed at our fire chief and our department and some of the decisions that were made by the Bern Township supervisors and our commitment to provide service to Bern Township. At the county commissioner town hall at the Muhlenberg Library, when it was over, I had a resident of Bern Township approach me and talk a little bit about that particular fire. But she wanted to thank us and thank our fire department and thank our fire chief for the good work that they are providing in Bern Township. It's easy for people to get on social media who have an axe to grind because there's just simply no accountability there. But she commended Chief Luco for his professionalism and attention to detail and all the hard work that he does. And she went on to thank our fire department for providing service. And I thanked her for her comments. So I just publicly wanted to say that because I know that Chief Luco puts in a lot of hours, as does all our staff. But I don't think that anything could have been done to save that house that night. So I just wanted to go on public record to say, I know our fire department does the very best that they can. And that was echoed by a resident of Bern Township. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thanks, everyone, for coming out tonight. Just real quick, as Joey mentioned, please stay tuned for our holiday hours for the township building. They sometimes adjust on the week of Thanksgiving. Have the trash pickup, as soon as we know, are we pushing that back?
As soon as we know, we'll
Yeah.
advertise it.
Just advertise, please look at the township website, and like Commissioner Lawrence said, not Muhlenberg neighbors on social media, that to get your correct information will be on our township website, so feel free to view that. But yeah, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and let's hope we get a couple more days next year. Thank you, everyone.